The C-47 was considered the workhorse of the war. I mean, they did a lot of things with the C-47. They dropped paratroopers out of it. They hauled a lot of cargo. They ferried personnel with it. Comparison with the fighters, the P-51s and the P-38s and the bombers. It didn't have that what we would consider the romantic role that those airplanes had, but it was a true workhorse. The DC-3, first one was manufactured in like 1935, and I think they made 600 of them before they converted over to make the C-47. But that airplane ushered in the modern age of air travel. Ada Red is a C-47 Douglas aircraft manufactured. I think they manufactured like 10,000 of them. In the United States, and oddly enough, about 5,000 of those were built in Oklahoma. The C-47 was kind of a beefed up, structurally beefed up version of the DC-3, made primarily for cargo hauling. That was the primary role with Ada Red. And I assume it probably hauled cargo. I'm sure it did whatever it was called on to do, but I think mostly it was paratrooper drops. There was one indication in one of the stories that I read about Ada Red that indicated it might have pulled a glider into France. The gliders would hold I think 6 or 8 riflemen. And they'd tow 3 or 4 of them behind a C-47 and let them go. I think most of that operation was in France. They'd let them go, and the glider pilot would have kind of a controlled crash with the ground. Some of them survived and some of them didn't. But they did a lot of that, plus carried a lot of cargo in support of the invasion. From what I read, he was an Ada resident, which would kind of make you think that he might have graduated from Ada High and an East Central. I never did determine if he graduated from East Central or if the war interrupted his education. His last mission, literally last mission, he was set to come home, and in fact the one article that I read said he had his bags packed and he was asked to fly this one last mission to drop some paratroopers, and he made the drop okay, and then the airplane got hit with some small arms fire and some flak, and the right engine got hit, and right wing was on fire, and he commanded his crew to bail out, and for some reason he never made it out of the airplane. It was assumed that he went down with the airplane. Ada Red is in kind of south central Missouri, near Rollo, Missouri. It's sitting on an abandoned runway at the Rollo Municipal Airport, along with 2 or 3 other similar airplanes. It's odd that I've been aviation enthusiast for a long time, and I wasn't aware of Ada Red until just a few years ago when the newspaper article from Rolla, Missouri popped up. I wasn't aware of the pilot nor the aircraft. Well, we are changing our face at the Ada Airport kind of as we speak. We've got a new terminal. We've waited a long time to get. We've got a new entrance road. It's kind of a new public presentation of the airport. We would like to have an aircraft mounted out on Broadway that would signify the entrance to the airport. And the idea of getting Ada Red here was kind of come to the forefront. It's an ambitious project. I'm not sure that we can pull it off. I'm not sure the airplane's available. I'm not sure how we'd get it here, but it's at this point it's fun to talk about and fun to think about. If you've been up Interstate 40 into Oklahoma City at Tinker Field, they have a very good display of aircraft, various assortments of aircraft. Some of them are pretty rare. There's a C-47 mounted there in that park. There must be 8 or 10 aircraft that are static displays there in that facility. So there is one example there that we can visit and kind of see how they did the mounting. I think probably the worst thing that would happen to Ada Red would be that somebody would come in and chop it up for the aluminum. That's where a lot of the surplus World War II airplanes went. They had a big grinder that ground up numerous P-51s, P-38s, just for the scrap aluminum. Ground them up and recycle the aluminum, and I'm a little bit surprised that hadn't happened on that aircraft. That airplane is very significant to the freedom that we enjoy today. I mean, it played a major role in defeating the evil Axis, and I like to think that's why we speak English today instead of speaking German. But that airplane is one of the few remaining that we could secure that would have a World War II history and have a connection with Ada.